attempting to come out on the floor from the Golden Plains huddle. There's the 5-4 of the Golden Plains, or rather the Pretty Prairie Bulldogs, a battle of the Bulldogs. At guard, it'll be Dave Schrog, number 15, a 5'9 senior. He'll be joined in the backcourt by number 22, Neil Flickinger. Stacy Crable will work at one of the forward spots, number 20, a 5'10 senior. Heimerman, a 6-foot senior, number 42. And Rick Krause, the big man inside at 6'7", number 41. For the Golden Plains Bulldogs, Mike Miller at one guard, 5'10 junior, wearing number 11. He'll be joined by Alan Spresser, number 21, as the tip's controlled by Pretty Prairie in white. Also for Golden Plains, Albers, Delzite, and Christensen, 40, 51, and 31 on our first miscue of the ball game. It's charged against Pretty Prairie.
A lot of tension, Jim. There has to be tension in the state championship ball game. Both teams know what they have to do, and you try to do it so often that you sometimes don't think about the small things like catching the ball.
Pretty Prairie opens in the 2-1-2 zone defense. That's Christensen on the right wing. Mike Miller, the 5'10 guard out front. Long range shot by Spresser, and he'll take those all day long. Spresser opens up the scoring for Golden Plains. Just underway, 30 seconds off the clock. And Pretty Prairie comes up on offense. Neil Flickinger, an all-tournament team selection. Out front running the offense for Pretty Prairie. The Bulldogs of Pretty Prairie coming down from the 2A level this year. Down to 1A. Good move inside. That basket goes to Heimerman, the 6-foot senior.
A couple of names on Pretty Prairie's teams that we're going to be hearing a lot of in this broadcast are Neil Flickinger, 22. He's the guard. And Rick Krause, a 6'7 senior.
Good look at Krause inside in that 2-1-2 zone as Golden Plains works around the perimeter. Spresser can can him from out there, and he will not this time. It goes down low in the left corner. That is Ronnie Albers. Delzak, top of the key. Christensen. And the rebound pulled down by the 6'7 Krause. That's Flickinger. He'll go to the hoop. Off the glass, and it will not go. And the rebound, that one came off to Heimerman. No whistle inside. A lot of action early going. They let these two teams play on Friday night in both the semifinal games. And a lot of action, and things will get very physical. 6:25, 2-2 the score.
It's really the way it should be. They should let these guys bump each other around a little bit, going for the rebounds. Nothing wrong with that.
That's Flickinger on the steal against Miller. Two very quick guards. Flickinger not going to go, and the rebound, Donnie Delzite for Golden Plains.
A key matchup, Flickinger and Miller. They're both extremely quick.
Albers on the wing. Gets it off to Spresser. Miller. Bad pass inside. Nobody there, and it's taken away by John Heimerman. You can see Heimerman's left hand heavily bandaged, and he's carried that through him all throughout the state tournament as Flickinger brings it across the timeline. Crable. Flickinger. Now they'll go right side with it to Schrog. Crable. Got the basket. Now he stepped on the sideline. The official says no basket, or was that a foul before the shot?
I think that was a foul. It's going to be no shot. The official says no shot. Foul is going to be called on Christensen.
First foul in the ball game. They'll try to get the inbound pass to Krause, and they do. Krause in the lane has his shot blocked, but Delzite rather, is going to be called for the foul. Number 51, Donnie Delzite, his first. And quickly, two team fouls against Golden Plains.
Delzite had a hand on the ball, and the right move by Krause forced it up.
Krause will shoot two at the line, 7 for 9 in the tournament, and Rick Krause, what a tournament he has had. Against Westmoreland in the opener, 32 points, 11 against Axtell. 43-point man right out there on the floor, and he picks up his first in this contest to give him 44 and number 45 in the tournament. Krause, an excellent free throw shooter for a 6'7 man. 5:27 left to play here in the first. 4-2, Pretty Prairie with their first lead. The Bulldogs moving around, slapped away by Flickinger into the backcourt. That's run down by Mike Miller, number 11. Gets it off to 21, Spresser. A little nervousness showed by Golden Plains right now as they're forcing the action. Delzite missed the shot. Albers' follow-up is good.
Golden Plains has started out slow in both games previous to this in state play. They have managed to come back against, well, even Ingalls, a team picked by many to win the state championship. They started out slow, came back and beat them. They might have to do the same against Pretty Prairie here.
They go back to number 42, Heimerman. His shot's off the mark and flagged down by Christensen. Another rebound for Golden Plains. Parker Christensen picks up his first. And a chance to go up by 2. 4-4, 4:30 left to go here in the first. The Bulldogs moving around the perimeter. Kraus inside, camped out in the paint. That's Delzite. Donnie Delzite, his first 2 points for the 6'3 junior, and we have a 6-4 ball game. Golden Plains. And again, they'll set up in the 2-1-2. 2 guards out front, Spresser and Miller, 21 and 11. Ball lost out of bounds. That goes out of bounds off Golden Plains.
Ronnie Albers took a stab at it. Working the ball around the top of the key. They're looking for the big man inside.
Clock at 4 minutes here in the first. Lob pass into Kraus and whistle, and I think Christensen picks up the foul.
Well, now this is not one of the officials that is going to let the play flow. This official likes to keep things under wraps. He likes to control the ball game.
Number 2 on Christensen, number 31, and he's an important cog in the wheel of the Golden Plains Bulldogs. Way out front to Schrag. There's Miller with another steal and a 3-on-2. Spresser. Lob pass to Christensen. He didn't break to the basket as the play called for, evidently. And the ball goes back over to the white of the Prairie Bulldogs. 3:45. 6-4. Golden Plains by 2.
Championship game jitters. You've got to expect them.
Schrag, number 15, back to Flickinger, 22. Right side it goes. High post. Heimerman can't do anything with it. And I'll go right corner to Crable. Flickinger off the mark, and Christensen with the second rebound of the ball game. Outlet pass, and it goes out of bounds. Christensen to Mike Miller. And perhaps the crowd might have some effect on the Golden Plains Bulldogs. They've never played before a crowd this big.
They're not using their heads out there.
They've never played in a championship basketball game for the state title. Heimerman, nice pass. Good ball movement by Pretty Prairie. Schrag, his shot won't go, and Christensen with another offensive board, or defensive board. Spresser, 21, brings it up. Left side, Albers. Spresser. 2:53 on the clock. Miller tried to get it underneath, kicked out of bounds that time by Crable. Stacy Crable, a 5'10 senior. They'll go with 5 seniors in the starting lineup, Pretty Prairie.
Defense for Pretty Prairie doing a very fine job. They're showing their quickness. 3 deflections already.
Oh, what a move, Christensen. Parker Christensen picks up his first 2 points. One of the 2 seniors on the starting 5 for Golden Plains. 8-4, the lead at 4 now for the Bulldogs. Clock at 2:30. Flickinger, an excellent outside shooting guard. They go to Kraus inside, 41. Loose ball taken away. That was Delzine on the turnover. And ahead it comes to Spresser. Spresser, an excellent quarterback on the Bulldog club. That's Miller, short. And on the rebound, Crable has Flickinger in front. Hits it to Neal. His shot's off the glass and will not drop. And Flickinger cold from the floor here in the first period.
And he is definitely a key to the ball club. Pretty Prairie. He was the leader in the game against Axtell.
Spresser credited with the defensive rebound. That's Albers, and Albers hits. Albers has 4 points to pace the Golden Plains Bulldogs. 10-4, they spread it to 6.
Jim, we noticed the mistakes that Golden Plains is making. We've sort of overlooked Pretty Prairie's mistakes. They've kept themselves to 4 points, making a few bad passes inside.
Heimerman alone passed up the shot at the free throw line, gets it back underneath, and he can't get the rim. Another rebound for Donnie Delzite, and the red and black of Golden Plains a chance to go up by 8.
The rebounds really controlled by Golden Plains. 7 so far compared to 3 for Pretty Prairie.
Albers to Christensen, baseline, and we got a whistle. The official right on top of the action calls it on number 42, John Heimerman. That is the first foul against the Pretty Prairie Bulldog with 1:17 remaining here in the first. Golden Plains with 3 team fouls. Albers inbounds to Spresser. Christensen, loose ball, and it's picked up by Heimerman. And Flickinger, number 22, brings it up. It's Crable, passed up the shot on the baseline. Back out front it comes to Neal. Schrag, back to Flickinger. Across the lane to Heimerman. Schrag, 15 in the corner. There it is. Shots away Crable, and they can't get it to drop off that rim. And again, another defensive rebound. Controlling the boards are the Golden Plains Bulldogs. That Ronnie Albers credited with it that time.
Albers has 2.
Golden Plains works the right side. That's Miller, 11. Back to Spresser. Albers. In the paint it goes to Christensen. Lost it. And now we have a whistle and a hack foul. And that official, Ted, across the way they called it, is calling everything very closely. And this is not reminiscent of the earlier games that these two teams played in their semifinal action.
Both teams benefit from the officials that let the little things go, and officials really should let the little things go, especially in championship ball games, because they can play too important a role in high school basketball when they're calling every hand that's touched and so on and so on. But yes, it's a completely different ball game as far as the officials are concerned.
And Krause inside knocks it away, the big 6'7" man. Rick Krause was teamed up with a couple of big boys last year at the 2A state tournament in Topeka, and Krause the only big kid left as far as going over the 6'4" mark. That's Christensen off the heel, and a skybound taken down by Heimerman. Heimerman all the way up. Long range at the buzzer does not go, and our score after one, the Golden Plains Bulldogs 10, the Pretty Prairie Bulldogs with 4. Back with more action after this word from our sponsors.
Ballman Grain and Fertilizer does business only one way, with dependability and service. Dutch Wells, the manager of Ballman Grain, says, we have a full line of fertilizer products from anhydrous ammonia to liquid solution. Ballman Grain features custom application of both fertilizers and chemicals. They offer complete soil testing services to determine the right blend for any field. Let Dutch Wells and his staff of experts take care of all your fertilizer needs now. Visit Ballman Grain and Fertilizer, 4 miles west of Rexford, your fertilizer headquarters.
In the ball game for Golden Plains, number 40. 4 points, Donnie Delzite, number 51, and Christensen, number 31, with 2 each, as well as Alan Spresser, number 21, with a couple. Mike Miller yet to score in the contest. The tip's controlled again by the white of Pretty Prairie. Not going to control it too many times against a 6'7" man like Krause. That's Flickinger, and Flickinger's on the scoreboard. Neil Flickinger, who is going to be selected to this all-tournament team, picked up 23 against Axtell, and that was a very key ingredient in their win over the number 2 ranked Axtell squad. That's Delzite, double team down low. They'll go back to Miller out front. Miller in the lane, good move, Albers.
Beautiful pass by Mike Miller to get inside to Ronnie Albers. He had 2 people waiting for him at the top of the key. Faked the pass there, left the inside wide open for Albers.
Albers with a half a dozen out of leadoff scorers at 6. Pretty Prairie moves the ball around, good pass, weak side of the 2-1-2. Out front, long range shot off the mark that time for Schrag, and the rebound comes off to Alan Spresser, and I believe that's his second of the ball game. Spresser playing like a taller man at 6'1". I think he's really only about 6 foot at the most.
I think they've stretched a couple of these heights.
That's right.
Mike Miller is actually about 5'8" or 5'9". They have him listed at 5'10".
7-minute mark on Spresser out front. Comes to Miller on the high post. Now to Christensen. Good move. Parker gets the shot. It won't go, and the rebound comes off to Crable. 6:39 remaining. It's 12-6. Golden Plains by a half dozen. Flickinger in the forecourt. He'll work it right side over to Crable. Back to Neal. Now down low. That's Heimerman. Schrag. Good pass. Heimerman to Flickinger off the glass. It doesn't go, and the rebound, the big man Krause backs up, lost it. And a foul inside, a reach-in against number 11, Mike Miller.
It's only the second rebound for Krause so far. You mentioned Mike Miller. In the last game they played, Miller banged up his nose. He's got a big Band-Aid on it. He took a crack from an elbow. He had to sit down for the last 2 minutes of the ball game. A lot of blood, but he's doing all right today.
Miller, one of the better defensive players in the ball game. Fadeaway, Heimerman, and run down in the corner. That's Crable. Back out front to Schrag. Now they go to Flickinger. Flickinger moves, nice move, but stripped away. And now we got Spresser one-on-one. checks up over Flickinger, and he hits.
Mike Miller is thought to be one of the keys in the ball game. He's really the only player that we have seen together, Jim, out here at the state tournament that can control Flickinger. So far, he's been able to do it, picking up 2 steals.
Timeout. It's going to be called by Pretty Prairie with 5:40 remaining here in the first half. Our score on the scoreboard, Golden Plains 14, Pretty Prairie 6.
Helping to make the broadcast of the 1985 Class 1A Boys State Basketball Championship game possible on KLOE TV includes Ballman Grain and Fertilizer, located 4 miles west of Rexford, where Dutch Ballman and the boys can handle your spring chemical needs. Robert Dybel Insurance Agency in Colby, now featuring the best interest rate on IRAs, 11%, plus crop, hail, and multi-peril crop insurance. Quality Fertilizer in Selden, where Joe Brockelman offers complete anhydrous and liquid fertilizer, as well as custom application. Rexford Grain Company, your grain handling headquarters in Rexford, offering warehouse receipts and top cash prices.
Team back out on the floor after the timeout. It's a 14-6 ball game by 8, the biggest lead in the contest for the Golden Plains Bulldogs. The battle of the dogs.
And again,
both teams have to be dog tired too, coming in, playing quite a bit of very, very physical basketball.
you look at the 2 state championship games in boys and girls in 1A. Grinnell was a heavy underdog. We all know now that they went on to win the state championship. Golden Plains is a slight underdog despite their undefeated record. Many people picking Pretty Prairie to win it, but they're up by 8.
Good ball movement by the Bulldogs of Pretty Prairie. Heimerman lost it. Kraus taken away by Christensen. Another turnover against Pretty Prairie, and they have to lead in this ball game in that department. They trail on the scoreboard by 8. Spresser against Flickinger, and again they'll go to the man-to-man. Pretty Prairie known for a very, very tough 2-1-2, and I think what they've got is man-to-man matchup. We've got a pushing foul.
It's going against Flickinger. He was guarding Spresser extremely tight, and they just bumped one too many times. The official didn't like it.
First on Flickinger. That's the 3rd team foul against the Pretty Prairie Bulldogs. 3 minutes gone here in period number 2. 14-6. Golden Plains in the red with the lead. Miller inbounds to Spresser out front. Spresser penetrates a little bit, goes to Delzite. Christensen comes out to help out. Albers, good pass inside. Delzite can't get it to drop, and Flickinger at 5'9" pulls it down.
Flickinger's first rebound. Delzite went up over the big man, Kraus. Pretty shot. Didn't drop for him.
Schrag comes back out front to Flickinger, and they'll go with it right side now to Heimerman. To Kraus on the high post, and a hacking foul inside. These guys are calling this stuff tight.
Yeah, this is, you know, you snap his finger and you're going to get called for a foul from the way the officials are doing it so far.
Spresser's first personal foul, and Rick Kraus 2 for 2 at the line will shoot the 1-and-1. Kraus again comes in with 43 points in the tournament. 7 for 9 from the free throw line, but he will not make it right here.
3rd Delzite rebound. The team controlling it 9 rebounds compared to 5.
Spresser forced the shot. It doesn't go. Look at that offensive board by Delzite. Up and in, Donnie Delzite. And Delzite picks up his 4th point, his 2nd bucket of the ball game. Spread the lead to 10 now, the biggest margin for either team. Golden Plains leads it. 4-minute mark. 16-6 GP. Lob pass down low. Kraus, what a nice move to recover that, but he missed the bucket. And Christensen pulls down another board. Has 4 now in the contest. Spresser brings it up to set up the offense. Again, the man-to-man matchup. That's Miller in and out, and Kraus. And now look, we got a 3-on-1. Schrag over Albers, in.
That's the way you run it in practice. Pass it back and forth. No need to put the ball on the ground when you've got a 3-on-1. Picture perfect.
That's one thing that both these teams can do very well, is move the ball. They're good transition teams. Spresser follows his own shot. And what dedication by Alan Spresser to pick up his 6th point of the ball game. Had 20 against Ingalls on Friday night. He was the high man on the Golden Plains club. 29 in the tournament. Add to that 6, he has 35. Flickinger picks up his 4th point of the ball game, his 2nd bucket here in quarter number 2. Clock winding along at 3 minutes. Both teams content to trade baskets on either end. That's Miller. Comes out front to Albers. Back to Delzite. Kraus gives him plenty of room. Christensen, he'll move out in and out of that paint quite a bit to come out front and help out. Good underneath move by Delzite, and he drew the foul. That one's going to be going against number 20, Stacy Crable, the 5'10 senior.
Jim, that's what Donnie Delzite does very well. Control his body underneath the basket. He puts up the unusual shots from underneath the backboard that time. It was an expression of the way he generally plays.
Delzite on the year, a 66% free throw shooter, 50% 3 of 6 in the tournament. First one's away for the big man. Picks up his 5th point, a chance to make it 6 and make it back a 10-point lead for Golden Plains. 19-10, and you can chalk it up to make it 20-10.
Just a junior, another one of the Golden Plains players that'll be coming back next year. They might have a tough team.
2:43 remaining in the first half. Again, the fans really not getting into it. Good alley-oop play inside to Kraus. He lost it, and Kraus has had trouble hanging on to those alley-oop plays. At 6'7", he's dominated underneath. 32 points in one ball game for Rick Kraus. That against Westmoreland, and he must not have had anybody inside to contend with.
He's not been a factor so far in the game against Golden Plains yet.
Kraus can control the tip and almost had it taken away by Miller.
What a sky by Mike Miller. He went up.
Schrag, number 15, ends up with the ball. Down in the left corner it goes, back to Flickinger. In the lane, Crable, and he was hacked by Mike Miller. Official right on top of the play, and Miller picks up his 2nd. And the lead now at 10 for the Golden Plains Bulldogs.
2:27 left in the first half, and you're right, the crowd really not much of a factor. They're just sitting back and watching the teams do it.
Stacy Crable at the line, 8 for 10 in the tournament. He missed his first attempt. And another defensive rebound for Donnie Delzite, the 6'3 junior, leading the club in that department. Golden Plains has a chance to go up by a dozen. Spresser at the free throw line. Miller, good move to Christensen with the head fake. Got Kraus, missed the shot, and Flickinger skies. Watch him take off. Flickinger, what a ball handler. What a lead pass to Heimerman. Stepped down the baseline.
You mentioned earlier Heimerman's hand is wrapped up. You saw there that it's still hurting him a little bit. That pass came like a bullet. He didn't want to get his hand on it.
When this Pretty Prairie team gets cranked up, they can move the ball. And I don't think there's a team
gets cranked up.
I don't think there's a team at this tournament that can keep up with them flat when they get running. And that's one thing Golden Plains has done is they've gotten back on defense very well.
They haven't let them run yet.
Albers left corner goes to Christensen. Nice move. Can't get the shot off the glass. And there's Kraus for the rebound. To Flickinger. 3-on-2. Flick to the hoop. Got it. Flickinger now with 6 points. Cuts the lead back to 8. 20-12. 1:41 remaining in the half. Spresser alone. Miller from the corner. Got it.
They left Mike sitting out there. Nothing to do but shoot. Didn't even need to look for a pass.
Miller did that at Ingles at will. Against Ingles at will. From that corner of the key. Crable penetrates. Kraus takes it. Good. Kraus's first bucket of the ball game. He has 4 points. And it's 22-14. Margin is still at 8. 1:10 in the half. Spresser. Albers. Back to Spresser. 21. They come to 11. Miller. Down low. Delzite. Looks in the lane for Christensen, but Kraus inside denying that. Ball tipped out of bounds off Pretty Prairie. Crable tried to break up the play inside. Two very fine teams. Again, one loss between them. That comes to Pretty Prairie. And that, I believe, was to a 2A school, Ted. Miller. Oh, had the shot blocked from behind by Flickinger, but Flickinger's going to be called for his 2nd.
That was close. Flickinger had the ball. I think he got him with a little body.
That was a very good call by the official. And a time when it hurts the shot, it hinders the shot, questionable or not, they will call it because it did interfere with the shot.
Then it should be a foul,
yes.
Yeah.
Miller at the line, perfect in postseason play. Missed the first time up.
As soon as we say it.
4 for 4 in games against Madison and Ingles. And on the year, Mike Miller averaging 65%. Second one is away, and he has it this time. 3 points now for Mike. 23-14. Lead at 7. Excuse me. Lead at 9. Biggest lead for Golden Plains at 10, and Pretty Prairie is led by 2. Crable boxed up, takes the shot anyway. Fans wanted 3-second violation and a loose ball foul underneath. They're going to call Kraus.
Definitely, Donnie Delzite had control of that ball. Kraus went up for it, got him with a little elbow on the way up, and that sometimes you would, an official or somebody might get confused, and feel that Delzite was on his back, but a good call by the official. Kraus went up underneath him.
You saw earlier Lance Lunsway, number 20, checking in for Mike Miller. And now we're going to have another substitution as Kraus comes out into the contest. Is David Cole, a 6'2 sophomore. Cole, number 35.
A lot of height out there.
Delzite, perfect from the stripe, and misses in his third attempt.
We're going to have to quit saying that, Jim.
Rebound controlled that time by number 35, David Cole, his first. Flickinger, right side. Heimerman lets go from the corner, and Heimerman hits. Spresser, Lunsway, the senior. Back to Spresser, 12 seconds now. They'll play for the last shot. Albers from the free throw line, 9 seconds. That's Delzite. Out front, Spresser, clock at 5. Can't get the shot off. Albers with 2. Let's go off the rim, and that's going to be the end of the first half. 23-16, our score will stand at halftime. The Golden Plains Bulldogs out in front at Gross Coliseum, the 1A state championship basketball game, and the trophy on the line.
Almond Grain and Fertilizer does business only one way, with dependability and service. Dutch Wells, the manager of Ballman Grain, says, we have a full line of fertilizer products from anhydrous ammonia to liquid solution. Ballman Grain features custom application of both fertilizers and chemicals. They offer complete soil testing services to determine the right blend for any field. Let Dutch Wells and his staff of experts take care of all your fertilizer needs now. Visit Ballman Grain and Fertilizer, 4 miles west of Rexford, your fertilizer headquarters.
Scoring in the first half for the Golden Plains Bulldogs, 3 men with 6 points each. Alan Spresser, Ronnie Albers, and Donnie Delzite. It breaks down to 3 points for Mike Miller. Parker Christensen picking up a couple. 3 for 5 from the free throw line. That adds up to the 23-point total. For the Pretty Prairie Bulldogs, 6 points for Neil Flickinger, 4 each for John Heimerman. Rick Kraus with 4 as well. 2 points for Dave Schrag. Stacy Crable held scoreless, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, and that adds up to their 16 points. As far as leads, biggest lead in the ball game was at 10 for Golden Plains in the first half.